What's up, everybody? This is Forgo. Today we're going to talk about Bullseye and this new Hawkeye looking uniform. It's pretty weird. Every time I look at this thing, all I want to say is Hawkeye. I don't want to say Bullseye. But funny thing, I didn't even have this guy at tier 2. He's only at tier 1. But something that's really sweet about this uniform is, one, aesthetically, I do think it looks freaking awesome. I also like the fact that they changed him to a speed type, especially because of his passive. And we'll get into the passive in a little bit, but we'll just talk about the build. Right now he has 17,000 physical attack, 126 attack speed, 34 crit rate, 178 critical damage, max ignore defense, max skill cooldown. He has no Urus, all level 20 gears, and this is where it gets interesting. So his passive gives him ignore target dodge rate by 50%, with his leadership of 50%, and being a speed type. That means he has 100% ignore dodge when you put him in the leadership. So you don't need any ignore dodge strikers for Corvus or Quicksilver. And the best thing is Corvus actually reduces damage from any type but speed. So if you're a blast, combat, or universal, you take a 50% reduction against Corvus, whereas Bullseye won't because he's a speed type. That's freaking fantastic. I love that because it makes him more useful in World Boss. Also, his one skill gives him immunity to all damage for 4 seconds. That's pretty cool. The 2 skill gives him a 100% chance of missing attack. It's a full iframe. It also has paralyze on it. The 3rd skill has a nice attack buff, chill damage, attack buff by 35%, crit rate by 35%. So it's pretty easy to max his crit rate. So I really would advise putting a critical damage proc on him. Obviously, the rage is going to be best, blah, blah. We all know that was good. I think that goes without saying. And then the 4th skill gives him burn damage. So he's got paralysis and burn damage. And then his 5th skill has an all defense attacks with 50%. This is actually really good because if he isn't awakened, his all defense down is only going to go up to 50%, which means that you can use Venom in his new uniform that has the all defense down, and Scarlet in her uniform, she only goes up to 50% all defense down. So you can use Scarlet for a mind control striker, you can use Venom for a heal, and their all defense downs won't counteract with yours, which is great. So you can use them as strikers without worrying about losing any damage. That's freaking fantastic. Now let's talk about his rotation. So with Bullseye, what I would recommend is start with your 5th skill. This is a nice full iframe, and it's a pretty cool looking skill. You know, he flies up in the air. I mean, it's an instant iframe, and this is the one with the all defense down. After that, what I would do is I would do the 2nd skill. Nice iframe. You don't have to worry about taking any damage until right at the very end. When you get near the end, hit your 1 skill for your immunity. Then hit your 3rd skill. You want to have that immunity up before you do the 3rd skill because this thing leaves you completely vulnerable. And you got to let him shoot the arrows up in the air before he gets the buff. That's kind of the thing. You're kind of sitting there like a lump on a log, you know, asking for damage. So you got to be real careful. I don't really use the 4th skill, to be perfectly honest, when I'm playing, although it would be a good skill. Honestly, what I might try to do is, after I do the 3rd skill, I might try to do the 4th skill and then do the 5th skill because you'll get a lot more damage if you do that because you have all that residual damage from the 4th skill. So I think it'd be probably 5, 2, 1, 3, 4, and then in your next rotation, because you have such a long cooldown on that 3rd skill, do 5, 2, 1, 4. So one rotation, 5, 2, 1, 3, 4, and then the next rotation, 5, 2, 1, 4. You'll have your immunity up before you do the 3rd skill and the 4th skill in one rotation. You'll have your immunity up before you do the 4th skill on the next rotation. And you really want to do that because the 4th skill also will leave you vulnerable. So you got to have that immunity up before you do that. Now we're going to be taking on Proxima, and she does have penetration, so we can take damage during, so that's kind of the bad thing, but it is what it is. And then here we have the Awakened skill. Let me turn the SFX on. Alright, let's watch this thing now. Can't believe this skill's still going on. Okay. Now, look at this. Pretty damn cool. Now, I haven't experimented with when to cancel this or anything like that because he isn't awakened. So I'm not really too concerned about it right now. But it's a pretty cool looking skill. We'll turn the SFX back off. There we go. But if you do have him awaken, something to keep in mind is he does have all defense down that's going to stack up to 65%. If you use like Venom and Scarlet, like I mentioned earlier, their all defense downs will counteract with this. So if they apply theirs first and you do this afterwards, you won't get this stack up to 65%. So that's something to keep in mind. You know, when he's just a tier 2 and he isn't awakened, you don't have to worry about it because his all defense down only goes up to 50%. But if he's awakened, then it's something that you're going to have to consider, and then you're going to have to adjust your strikers accordingly. So what I would do is I just Venom, I just put the anti-Venom uni on. That way you don't have to worry about the all defense down. You won't be able to run Scarlet because, yeah, that sucks because you lose the mind control, which really helps him a lot. And just a little pet peeve, I really wish this damn third skill was a little bit less because you really do have to alternate this thing back and forth, because if you don't, there's going to be moments where you can do the third skill and you'll be completely vulnerable. That's why I do the third skill every other rotation, because this is a 9-second cooldown and the fifth skill is a 7-second cooldown. You can't keep the same rotation over and over and over unless you run around a lot and take some chances. So I don't really want to do that. I find that its survivability is a lot better with what I'm doing. But let me know in the comments if you're doing something different, if it works out better for you. And then I have a stage 6 Power of Angry Hawk set, and I'm running a critical damage with 120% proc. So no Urus, level 60, 120% proc, and he just has a normal ranked uniform. And he's got a nice little bonus, 25% increase of all attack on top of the 15%. So he's already has 40% extra attack. This guy's already beating Dr. Octopus in ABX. So he's going to be an absolute must-have for all you ABX players. For World Boss, I really think you're just going to have to awaken him and transcend him if you really want to use him in World Boss, because he lacks survivability. He can die pretty damn easy. But in all honesty, when it comes to level 60 characters, I think it goes without saying that just happens a lot, especially against a boss like Proxima. She's a real nightmare. So we're going to run with this team right here, the 50% physical attack from Beast, and the 45% damage out to super villains, and the 35% decrease from super villains. Now, we'll do one run without any strikers at all, so you guys can see how he does without any strikers, and you can see the damage. Hopefully the proc will land where it's supposed to, and you really want the proc on the 5th skill. So we'll get our attack buff here. There we go. And then we'll go into the 5th skill. And unfortunately, I'm going to 5-5. So right now, our proc is way off. It is way off. But his 5th skill's got some pretty good tracking on it. It's not bad at all. The bad thing about that 4 is it knocks him back, which is kind of annoying actually. And booyah. And notice I'm skipping that 3rd skill every other rotation. The nice thing though about that 5th skill is he really just jumps in there and gets in her face, which is really sweet. Okay, here we go. And get that 4th skill up. And like I said, you want to have the immunity up when you do the 3rd skill and when you do the 4th skill. Okay, switch my character here. I'm getting a little overzealous. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it. But you see right there, you know, we died in 3 minutes and 40. A minute and 20 seconds down to the middle of the 11th bar. If you can do it in a minute or minute and 30 seconds, then you're doing pretty good. It would be a tough run for him with his current build, but you know, you have 180% proc, 200% proc on him. You have some Urus on him, and he's going to plow through this. A mythic uniform, he's going to plow through this. If he can do this well already, it's a pretty massive upgrade, honestly, guys. So let's try it again with strikers, and then you guys can see the damage then. And this is something that's nice about this. So let me see if I can find my strikers I want to use. Okay, so it's really nice because we can use Scarlet because she does have the all defense down, but because it only goes up to 50%, it doesn't counteract with his. And the same with Venom. That's freaking sweet. So you got a heal and mind control, and then you can have your damage dealt to super villain strikers, which is great. Having mind control really, really helps, even with the resist crap and all that stuff. Because Proxima just won't jump around near as often. It's going to actually help his survivability. His survivability isn't terrible by any means, but really I think having a heal just really helps him. And our proc is freaking off. So, fifth skill. I want to use that fourth skill. Yeah, our proc is kind of way out of whack right now. Yeah, it's landing on the wrong skill. It's actually landing on the damn 2 skill, which is a bit annoying. We almost got it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of poke around a little bit here. There we go. Come on. And the nice thing, like I said, and there you see, with strikers, right? And our proc was even off. We did it in a minute. So we saved about 20 seconds right there, and our proc was even off. If the proc would have been on, if it had been hitting on the fifth skill, we would have been doing even better. So if you got strikers, which most of us are going to have strikers anyways when we're running, you're going to do really well with this guy, honestly. At level 70, a nice 160, 180% proc, or a 200% proc if you have one. He's going to do amazing, guys. He's going to do freaking amazing. So let's go against Corvus because, I mean, really, he's built really well for this guy because now he's a speed type and we don't ignore dodge. So because of his leadership, we have 100% ignore dodge and his 50% ignore dodge passive. You can just run 2 damage to supervillain supports, and Valkyrie does have a CTP event insight, just to be transparent with you guys. And, you know, I could throw in, you know what, we could take him out. We could put Scarlet in. We got that mind control to kind of keep Corvus from jumping around all over the place. The same strikers. We don't need any ignore dodge strikers, which is freaking awesome. Which is going to enable us to do more damage on top of the fact that he doesn't take a damage reduction against Corvus because he's a speed type. I really love that change. I really like that they changed him from a combat to a speed type, to be perfectly honest. I'm loving it. You know, we needed more speed villains anyways. So we'll run over here. We'll hit our 5th skill. Okay, and 5th skill. That damn proc gets off, but I'll tell you what. Even when it hits on that 2nd skill, it does some good damage. Look at that. That's on the 2nd skill. There we go. Now look what it does on the 5th skill. And boom. Look at that. 45 seconds. 45 seconds. Not bad. Let's go. I wonder if I just start with the 5th skill, we can lock him down a little bit. Whoop. Bad idea, bad idea, bad idea. Okay. Oh, crap. Ooh. And... I mean, look at this. Okay, right over here. Okay, watch out, watch out, watch out. Now, Corvus isn't my boss of the day, so... Okay, switch. Come on. Come on, punk. Now, I don't want to beat this. Ooh. Come on, here we go. The bad thing is, there I died, got caught. That's the one bad thing. If he starts getting guard broken, he's pretty much dead. And that's pretty much what happens. But you can see that the damage is good. He has really good damage, very strong, but you know, again, he can get one shot. But again, because he's level 60, it's just, I mean, that's just a common occurrence. That's just a common occurrence. When he's transcended, when he has his transcended stats, he's going to have better survivability. Not to mention, he's going to be way damn stronger. Like I said earlier, this guy is beating Dr. Octopus. So if you're planning on awakening Dr. Octopus just for ABX, don't do it now. Awaken Bullseye for it, because he has replaced him, at least from what I've seen. So in my opinion, I think the uniform is an absolutely must buy for ABX. I think it's a must buy if you want Bullseye to be the best he can be. And to be perfectly honest, this thing is an insane upgrade for him. Let me know in the comments if you guys would like me to awaken this character and transcend him. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.